I would like to see a lot of things happening with blockchain technology, and I want to have them permissionless, and I want to have them open source, because I think these are the core fundamental values of this technology.
Hello guys, Fernando again here in day 2 in the Eternity Universe 1 blockchain conference in Prague. And today I have with me Marion Vogel from the Aeternity Crypto Foundation. Marion, tell us a little bit about yourself and what your role is in the Eternity ecosystem.
Yeah, okay, thanks for having me for the interview. My role, it started pretty early with the Eternity project, actually. I met Yanni when he had the idea and the vision and the first, basically, drafts of it. And then, I continued to stick with the project because I really loved his idea. And then we went to Liechtenstein, and that's where the story basically kicked off. And that's been 3 years now. And these days I'm involved in the Eternity Crypto Foundation. This is also based in Liechtenstein, and it's a charitable entity where we really focus on supporting the technical core development of the protocol.
Okay, so is it a little bit like the A Ventures and Starfleet, or can you delve a little bit more deep into it? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. We do have different entities, projects, or just groups of people that work on certain areas. So Ventures is for investing, Starfleet is for investing into startups and the incubation of startups, and then the foundation. And actually, we have 2 charitable foundations. One is in Bulgaria, and then one again in Liechtenstein. There we really go not only but mostly into the support of technical development. So Ventures is for all the apps basically on top of it, and the projects and the startups, and we are really working on the fundamental core.
Okay, like the core development of the stack. So to speak.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Interesting. Do you have any other kind of roles in Eternity, or is that?
Well, I mean, it's already a very fulfilling role
yeah.
with the foundation. And I mean, in the very beginning, I did a bit of marketing and operations. We were a very small team. It started with Yanni and then me, and then Nico came in, and then for a very long time we were a handful of people. And over the past, let's say, 2 years, we grow to over 100 or around 150 people. So this already is a lot of work to align here. And as I am not technical, I'm not an engineer, I'm always involved in other areas like operations or assisting or arranging some legal things and talking with regulators, because in the crypto space you do technical innovation, which is already hard, but you also have to scratch on the front of what can we do, what is allowed, or if it's questionable, you have to keep on finding solutions. And this is what we did with the core project, so to say, but then again with the foundation as well.
Okay, well, I have maybe a little bit more personal question. What is your vision? What drives you to be involved in this space? Because I know that many of the developers and people involved, they have quite they're quite value driven and principle driven. So maybe you can talk a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. I got amazed basically 5 years ago. That happened in San Francisco. I was living in an Airbnb, and the hosts had a Bitcoin startup, and this is which made me think every day about Bitcoin, interesting, they have a startup that is funded, and what is it actually about. So I took a lot of time to learn about these kind of values, and or let's say just about the technology first, and what is the Bitcoin white paper. So I really started with these kind of basics, so to say. And then I lived there for 2 years, and that was also around the time when Ethereum started, and that was like even more mind-blowing, because a lot of people there were around, and we had a crypto community there. We threw events and had like devs coming in and out, and this was my inspiration, because I then also started to learn, for example, about the cypherpunk movement, like the very early days. And for me, in the beginning, I was always like, is this like just really some people being super crazy and kind of like elite being able to dream of such things, or is this something tangible worth working on? And then at some point my mind flipped and was like, this is totally the thing and the way forward. And that was then 3 years ago when I then, as I told, met Yanni.
Met Yanni, and then the ball kept rolling.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Then this one more question. Where do you see blockchain, or how do you see blockchain influencing societies, your communities? How do you see? Where do you see blockchain in the societal context in the next decade, or in?
Let's talk about a decade, because I think it will take a lot more time. Within the space, everyone is always very much in a rush, especially when more investors are coming in that are not really value driven, so to say. So it's there are a lot of expectations that are not matched, but when you know about the technology, you know it just takes a little bit more time, like you know the whole space. I mean, when we have people talking about interoperability today already, it's like, yeah, it's great, but let's do one thing after another, right? So therefore, with my pink classes in a decade, I see, I want to keep them on, although it's sometimes a bit frustrating. I would like to see a lot of things happening with blockchain technology, and I want to have them permissionless, and I want to have them open source, because I think these are the core fundamental values of this technology. If it's not freely available for everyone, and if it's not like barrierless, you know, like, because with all these corporate chains that you have, which are okay, you know, it's okay, let people do corporate chains, it probably has the value in their field that they get to know the technology, but it's not the point of blockchain technology, right?
I mean, if you're using corporate chain, then just use a normal database.
It's a database, and this is probably what they don't want to understand for now, because it's kind of like a hype, and it's okay, you know, because at the same time governments got aware of it and tried to do something with it, and when you read a lot of papers of them, it's like, okay, do you what you want to do. So I see that, or I would like to have financial markets everywhere and borderless, and I think this would help with other things happening in terms of like engaging with every country everywhere whenever I want, and I want to have identities on blockchain. It's the typical buzzword everyone says, but if we could have this like publicly available, like I can manage my identity, that would be amazing.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Interesting view. Well, we can close it off with how can people get involved in the Aeternity ecosystem, involved in the with the crypto foundation.
There are actually many ways. So you can just start chatting with us on Telegram or the forum. Technical stuff or just fun stuff. Then we have the ambassador program, where you can organize meetups or lectures or everything for Eternity, and you get tokens rewarded and be part of the whole ambassador network, which is quite active and globally spread already. At the foundation, we are looking for talented and just super, I don't know, energetic minds that love to develop and have great ideas, and we are very open here for applications. So they are on the website, eternity-foundation.org. Yeah, I'd love to see some new faces there, yeah.
Cool, and remember to add Marion's name, and maybe she'll give you like some extra attention.
Yes, exactly. I saw you on that interview.
There you go.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a
Thank
lot
you
for
so
today,
much.
and I hope you enjoy the rest of the conference.